What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another player rating show here on Back of the Net. Finally, one that we're back to winning ways. It's been a difficult week, we all know that, and it wasn't pretty today. It certainly wasn't, but we've got the 3 points, and that's all that matters at the moment. We need to get back to winning ways. Without a manager at the moment, obviously, Woodgate stepping in today, and we got the job done without being great, as I say, and that is the main thing at the moment. We just need to get the win. And that's exactly what we did. We stumbled over the line, 3-2 against Birmingham. But listen, it's a win. We're in there with the chasing pack. Few results went our way. So, yeah, definitely more positive than it has been anyway. So, nice to get back to winning ways. And before we get into the ratings, I've got a guest with me today, as I'm sure you'll all recognise, Morgan Scott. Hello, Morgan. How good is it to be back to winning ways, mate?
Oh, it's amazing. I've got a smile on my face. I think we can say that it wasn't by all means the best AFC Bournemouth performance that we have ever seen. That isn't sound negative, because everyone who knows me, I try to be positive, as yourself and everyone around the club. But I think it's really nice to sit here at 6:45 at night with yourself, Tom, and actually be proud and to push on, and hopefully it will give us the self-confidence to push on for the rest of the season. So yeah, really looking forward to grinding out results, and as other people say, you've got to win ugly sometimes, and I think that's what we've done this evening. So yeah, really, really happy, and the hat's back on because we won.
Yeah, no, totally agree with you, mate. Sometimes you just got to get the win, and that's what it was all about today. I mean, I knew I would have been very surprised if we were just brilliant, after the week we've had and losing our manager. So it was just about getting the win, and we done it. So we're happy. And difficult one to start with, mate, because normally it's positive, Asmir Begovic, and to be fair, he keeps in games, and he's allowed the odd mistake because he's been unbelievable and still probably our player of the season. But was at fault for that first goal, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and it's a shame for Asmir, because I think that's 2 mistakes in 2 now that he's made in 2 consecutive championship games, and it's a bit of a shame, and I feel for him. But I don't want to sound too down on him, because I think he's been brilliant, and he's been the player of the season with Steve Cook not so far behind. We'll get on to that in a minute, but I think the first minute he was called upon, and then there was another save that he made a few minutes later. So, and he's still keeping us in games. So yeah, really, really happy for Asmir, and it's a bit of a shame that he made a mistake, but I'm not going to dwell on that too much. Probably people shouldn't, because he's been remarkable this season, and to come back into a club where we thought he was, we weren't sure. We thought he might leave us 12 months ago or whatever. So fair play to him. He's come back, and one thing I would like to pull up on, I think Chris Temple mentioned it, and Willow was speaking about it during the game and commentary in the second half. He didn't come out off his line. Carter Vicker had a bit of a situation where he had to get rid of it. I think that might have been just down to a little bit of self-confidence after a few shaky moments. Hopefully he'll put that out of his mind and he'll push on, because he's a very, very good goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think the fact is he's made, 2 mistakes and probably about 100 crucial saves this season. So, put it into context. But yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? On that performance, what should we go with for a rating? What do you think?
Well, on my personal thoughts, I gave him a 6 out of 10. And that's just because I thought he... going into the game, so far into the first half, if we lost maybe 1-2 early goals, that could have been a game changer, and there was no way back after that, after the current loss of form. So I think that was fantastic, and they were key factors into the win today. So for that, and I would like to give him a 6. I'm not sure what you would agree, if you would agree with that.
Yeah, when I asked you, I had the mouse hovering over a 6, because I thought that's what I would probably go for. So yeah, bang on, mate. Into the defence, and probably a little bit of a surprise. A lot of people would have expected Stacey maybe to start today, but Woodgate went with Smithy. And to be fair, I thought, because he's been off form lately, but I thought he was bang on it today. I thought he worked his socks off. I thought his energy down that right was really important. What did you think?
I thought, again, Tom, I thought he was excellent. Me and you spoke off air what we thought they were going to do today. And I think he was, again, and showing the fight and determination that Bournemouth needed. I thought he was very good. I thought he hadn't done too bad. He's had a few injuries this season. But again, I thought Adam Smith showed a lot of enthusiasm. I thought he was... up and down the flank as much as he could. Okay, in the second half, I think he would he shouldn't have dived like that. I thought that's a bit theatrical. But in general, I thought his all-round game was phenomenal again.
Yeah, no, I thought he was great. And remember, he got the assist as well for Jack Wilshere's header. Nice little ball into the box. So a nice little assist on his name. But yeah, I think we got to remember, actually, that, yeah, they might be off form now and again, but we got two blooming good right backs, Adam Smith and Jack Stacey, to choose from. But really hope that's the start for Smithy to get his form back, because we know how good he can be. He's just had an off spell. But yeah, I love Smithy. And yeah, what are you thinking? Rating?
And also, if I may, he doesn't seem so frustrated today. I saw that a lot of Bournemouth players had a smile back on their faces, and I think that's so important in football, especially in the world that we're living in right now, to enjoy what you're doing. Although you want to win, you also want to be smiling, and that's how us fans feel tonight, and it's nice. So for Adam Smith's efforts today, I think also he deserves a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. 7 out of 10 for Smithy. Good to see him back and performing to the levels we know he can. Into the centre halves now, and obviously decided to take out Meps. Didn't have a great game in the week, so he went for Cameron Carter-Vickers, who we haven't seen a great deal of. But yeah, without being fantastic, I thought he was pretty solid, to be fair, and it will be good for him to try and get a run on the side now, because he looks like a good player. What did you make of him?
I thought he was very, without sounding, that I'm saying the whole team excellent. I thought he was very, very good to be honest with you. I think that he's been very, very unlucky. A bit like Sam Surridge. I think the games that he's come in, I think he's looked very, very comfortable in that back four with whoever he's played with. With Steve Cook, I thought he looked very, very good. But yeah, I thought he didn't really do too much wrong today.
Yeah, no, I probably agree with that, mate. Thought he was just pretty solid most of the time and done okay. We going for what do you reckon?
Well, down on paper, I gave him a 7 out of 10 because I don't think he put much run at all today. Yeah,
that's fine with me, mate. Fine with me. Yeah, I thought he was pretty solid in there, and he's a good option to have, definitely. Now we get to the man that I remember at the right at the start of the game, where it felt like quite early on. He got a brilliant clearance on the goal line, Cookie, and he's the man that we need in there. He's the leader. He's the captain. He's leading by example. He's a warrior. Like you mentioned earlier, he's the one that comes close to Begovic in terms of player of the season so far. And I thought he was colossus again at the back, didn't you?
Oh, he was phenomenal. Large sticks defending. Remember that there was a game a few weeks with all of them. I can't quite remember. What game was it, Tom, where they were putting... Was it the Reading game where they were putting their bodies on the line?
Yeah, Reading, yeah.
Yeah. We want to kind of forget about that, but it was very, very good defending on that day from Reading. And Steve Cook, it wasn't just him. There were lots of people when the shot came in. And okay, you could say it was quite fortunate, but people were brave and they put their body on the line and they defended like men. And then Steve Cook headed it off, and then we gone on and we got the 3 points. So and after people. Had probably seen, but I had the opportunity to speak to Steve Cook about 10 or 12 days ago, and you can tell that he's a leader from the way that he spoke. He was very composed on the phone, and we had a very good 10-minute chat. So for that reason, I gave Steve Cook a 9 out of 10 today.
Yeah, why not? Cookie's been consistent all season, and another solid performance. Barely put a foot wrong all season, to be fair. And just keep him fit, because I'm well happy with him leading the team out. In terms of this, where it's probably going to go down a little bit, I assume. Going into left back, Lloyd Kelly. I put a tweet out earlier and just said, you played Lloyd Kelly, then he's rubbish. So you played Rico, then he's rubbish. So you played Kelly, then he's rubbish. I don't know what's happening at the moment, mate, but I thought Lloyd Kelly was all over the place today, and I really want to see him get back to some form, but I wasn't impressed with him. What did you think?
I think what's really difficult to say, Tommy, I'm not. It's very frustrating when we saw how well when he first came to AFC Bournemouth, when he tried this new system, how good he was as a left centre half. But now I just don't see him as a left-sided fullback. We have the option, you mentioned, of Diego Rico, and we also have the option, when everyone's fully fit, of bringing Adam Smith onto the left-hand side and playing Jack Stacey. But also that causes quite a few issues, because it's never great to have someone with the wrong foot on the wrong side. So I think Lloyd Kelly... as you mentioned, wasn't particularly brilliant again. I think he was at fault a lot of the time. He gave the ball away quite a few times. I thought Danjuma must have been very annoyed. He kind of got in front of him at times. So it's very frustrating. One question I would like to ask is maybe give Jordan Zamora a chance, because I haven't seen him, and he's a very talented prospect, and a lot of youngsters have been given the opportunity, and he hasn't, and he's never spoke about in press conferences and stuff. So that reason, I think that Jordan Tamora should push through. And but in terms of a rating for Lloyd Kelly, I gave him a 3 out of 10 today. He can't just perform like that week after week.
Yeah, no, I agree. He was pretty hopeless today. But yeah, good shout about Zamora. I think whether he'll play against Burnley in the Cup or not, I'm not sure. But I personally would, because I think we might as well see what he's about. I mean, I would probably expect him just to play Rico, but I would quite like to see a bit more of Zamora to, because if at the end of the day, the two fullbacks aren't performing, so he deserves an opportunity to say, you know what, I want to stake a claim. I think I could play. But yeah, we're not sure. Maybe, behind the scenes, they think he's a little bit too raw at the moment. But
then you say that, but then you say that, sorry. You say that, though, but they brought that 16-year-old lad in, and he got his debut off the bench. And Zamora, I don't know how old Zamora is. Could you help me out there, Tom?
Oh, how old is Zamora? I'm not even sure,
21, 22?
Is he that old? I'm not even sure he's that old,
I think he might be under, maybe 20 then. This isn't great, but
you're right. He's 21 apparently.
21, so that's fantastic. So you got a 21-year-old lad, and I'm not trying to be rude, but you're giving a 16-year-old their championship debut, but then you're not playing a 21-year-old who potentially is in a position that we need at the moment for a first team squad at AFC Bournemouth. So for me, that doesn't make sense, and for me, he has to go straight into the fort for Jonathan Woodgate for the next game against Burnley, as you mentioned in the Cup, Tom.
Yeah, I personally would just chuck him in against Burnley, and if he performs, then he's got a shout for the weekend. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. But yeah, I'd chuck him in. Going into the midfield, and a player that I thought had an indifferent game in terms of game of two halves, really. Lewis Cook, I thought in the first half he gave the ball away a few times poorly, but second half I thought he showed a real drive and kind of drove the team on in that second half. So pleased with him in that second half. What did you make of Lewis?
I thought he was, as you said, a performance of two halves. I thought in the first half he was kind of average. I thought he was sloppy for the first in the first few minutes. He made Asmir Begovic into a save that he should have made, but it was inviting the pressure on. But I also thought in the second half he showed a bit of character. He's been around the squad for some time. Again, quite young still, but I thought again he did okay today. So what I gave him was a 5 out of 10 because it would have been a bit it would have been a bit higher, but you have to perform at this level in both halves. A football match is a 90-minute game, even sometimes 96, 97 minutes in, and you can't just turn up for 45 minutes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It'd be interesting to see what people think of that one. That's the only one so far. I'm a bit like, I don't know, but it's up to you, man. I see your point. He wasn't as good in the first half. One of the players next to him, and the reason why I've proudly managed to put my Columbia shirt back on, it's been hidden away for a while in the wardrobe because he hasn't been on it lately, but I've got it back out because I thought Jeff was back today. I thought he was winning loads of headers. I thought his energy in that second half particularly, he was everywhere for us, and we're going to need that if we want to get a promotion hunt. But yeah, I was buzzing to see Jeff back to his best. What did you think?
He was very, very good. And one thing was also fantastic is he didn't pick up a yellow card today. Lerma's very... he's
a good boy. He's a good boy, Jeff.
He's always, as everyone knows, he's quite an aggressive player, and he's always throwing himself into challenge, and sometimes his temper gets the better of him. But I thought he was very calm today. I thought he let his footballing ability rather than his disciplinary track record do the work, and I thought he was fantastic. Also, I never seen Bournemouth aren't the tallest team. I think our tallest player is either Asmir Begovic or Phil Billing, and I thought both at either just over 6'4". I think Begovic is 6'6", if I'm correct. But I thought Lerma was leaping like a lemon in terms of the midfield. I felt he was and that isn't to sound rude, but I thought he was very, very good. I thought he was winning what header he had to. He was getting through a lot of work. He got a shout out by Chris Temple in commentary, and I thought he was fantastic. And for that reason and that reason alone, he's got a 9 out of me today, 9 out of 10. I thought he was really, really good, and I think that's the best performance out of Lerma we have seen for some time.
Lovely to see Lerma back in there getting a 9 out of 10. Brilliant. I'm absolutely chuffed for him. And I do wonder if, Ben Pearson's arrivals almost give him a kick up the arse as well. Do you know what I mean? You think, because they're similar players, so he's probably thinking, I need to perform, otherwise, Ben could come in. So, really pleased to see him play well today. And now we're going in to the Magic Man, the magician. Brilliant to see him not only start today, but then get an assist. Then not only get an assist, but then get a goal. and then come off and rest himself as well. Absolutely brilliant. And he's someone that I don't care what anyone says Tuesday. Don't play him. Don't play him. We ain't going to win the cup. We need to concentrate on the league. We need to wrap Jack Wilshere up in cotton wool now until the Forest game, because he's going to be so crucial for us. And he was beautiful to watch today, wasn't he?
Very, very, very good. And it's really, really nice to see Jack Wilshere. I feel he's had a mixed career, England international, very good career at Arsenal. And then maybe his time at West Ham didn't quite work out. But I'm not going to sit here and talk about that. Today he turned up and he showed a bit of fight and determination. And I thought he was very, very good again today. I thought what I was really impressed with, although I did miss his goal, setting up the background behind me, I'm afraid. I thought he was very, very good. I thought his left foot did wonders. I thought he was. He laid it on the plate to Shane Long when he a team player. I like that. He didn't think, I'm this big player at this team, although he probably knows that up here. He thought, I'll lay it off to Shane Long and try and get him involved. Okay, it didn't work out. I think it hit the bar. But I thought, what I liked is he didn't come in this big I am like we have had with certain players. He came in and he was a team player. He did what he had to do. He got his goal, which was phenomenal, got the assist, as you mentioned, but he also was a team player. So for that reason, I think I gave him a 10 out of 10. A man of the match performance. And when a commentator, I think Willow gave it to him in the 66th minute, that obviously shows why he got that rating out of me this evening. So yeah, really delighted for Wilshere. And people have said that on the free-for-all this evening that he should be starting because he hasn't had many minutes. To be honest with you, he doesn't. For me, he's wrapped up in cotton wool. He's out of the squad for Burnley, and then he's back in for Forest.
There's no way would I totally agree, Morgan. There's no way would I risk him in a cup game, and not only anywhere, it's at Burnley, who are going to try and kick lumps out of him. Not having it, don't want him playing at all. If he went out against Burnley and got injured, we would be fuming that he started. So yeah, I agree with you, mate. We're about the league. But unfortunately, we're going to have to go, like I said, weren't happy with Lloyd Kelly. And this was the only other one that I wasn't happy with. Again, David Brooks. I mean, I remember at the start of the season, mate, talking about 40-odd million for David Brooks. I'll take 40 quid at the moment. I don't know what has happened to him. We know the ability he's got, but I'm almost forgetting it because I can't remember the last time I saw a good performance. It was probably the last time we played Birmingham. But he's just all over the place. He can't string a pass together. Don't know what he's, and at the end of the day, we took him off. We're taking him off in most games because he's just not doing anything. Difficult to see whether he sees his future elsewhere. I'm not sure, but he doesn't look right, does he, Morgan?
No, he doesn't, Tom, and it's very frustrating. I like Brooksy, and since he's come to Bournemouth, I kind of compare myself as a player like David Brooks. Although obviously I don't play for AFC Bournemouth directly, I play for their community side. But I really like the way that David Brooks used to be. I feel quite sorry for him in the fact that he's had a terrible run of injuries. I thought when he came back from that horrible was it an ACL?
I don't know, it was a bad one. I can't remember exactly what
it
was.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. On his ankle, I believe. His and also he when he came back on Project Restart, he had that bandage on his arm. He looked and it's always going to take time. But if you want to be like David Brooks, the best Bournemouth player in the squad, well, one of them at least, and get clubs like Manchester United and that knocking on your door, you need to be performing. He's gone 8 games, as I mentioned earlier. Without a goal and 8 games without an assist, and that surely that just isn't good enough. So for that reason, although I don't want to give him this rating, he's getting a 4 out of 10 for me today. I thought he was, and also just before you put the score up, there we go.
Too late.
What's frustrating is when you're not putting a pass together, which literally a 2-yard, 5-yard pass. That's shocking. You can't be doing that. And I don't like the way he gives it away. He thinks, I'm frustrated now. I don't have to chat my marker back. David, you do, I'm afraid. I know that sounds really negative, and I try not to be like that. But this is why other people this evening are getting higher ratings. And unfortunately, one of the best players in our squad, and a Wales international, is getting this poor marking from me this evening. And I'm sorry to do it, but it's the truth. And to be honest with you, in my opinion, he's very, very, very lucky that he got that starting position today, because I would have had him on the bench. And also, just to dilute that, to back up the point, when he came on against Reading, he thought, crap. Like he knew that he had to come on and do something because he knew that he'd been dropped, and he knew that, I don't know if that was with all the transfer debacle and stuff. I'm glad that's all done because I find that nonsense. That's all gone. But it's very frustrating when you can see that. And me and you were talking about it off air when he could have had a penalty at the a few games ago. I think it might have been Swansea or Luton. But it's very frustrating, and I'm hoping that he doesn't start against Burnley because he just doesn't deserve it for me at the moment, and hopefully he'll get a bit of a rest and he'll be firing to go against Forest.
Yeah, let's hope so, mate, because he can't get much worse. So hopefully we'll see the real David Brooks sooner rather than later. On the other side, weird one for me, Arnie Danjuma, because he got a goal and he got an assist, but I didn't think he was great, but he got a goal and assist, so at least he backed it up with something today. But he frustrated me a lot of the time in terms of making the right runs, getting the ball and then stopping and not passing when he needed to. But having said that, a goal and assist, you can't take that away from him. So, what did you think of Arnie?
I'll be totally honest, as I always am. I thought in the first half, this is going to be another where he's just literally, we're trying it on the same side the whole time. I thought we're either going out to Brooks, who's just going to lose the ball, or giving it to Arnie, and he's either going to be caught offside about 50 times, or he's going to just, like the Reading guy, just literally man mark him and take him out the game completely. But after a few minutes, I thought he's starting to get into it. I thought he, when we got our first corner, it was positive. The commentary said in the game, he won the first corner kick of the game. But when he went through for that goal, that was fantastic as well. I never knew there were a few players at the moment on that pitch, David Brooks included, and maybe a few others that I thought would, get frustrated, hit it straight over, maybe rush it just because they're out of the form at the moment. But I was never in two minds about him finishing that off Corley, and it was a bit like Jack Wilshere's finish the other day where he scored in that top right-hand corner. It was a fantastic goal by Arnie Danjuma. I wouldn't say he was the best player on the pitch by any, but I thought he didn't do bad today. So for his goal and his all-round performance, he's going to get a 7.
That's what I was hovering over. That's what I agree with you there, mate. Like I say, he wasn't the best player on the pitch, but he backed up with a goal and assist, so you've got to give him credit for that. I agree, mate. First time we're going to do this player rating, and that is Shane Long. Good to see him start. I mean, he was always going to, doesn't look great in terms of Dom Solanke. We're not sure what's going to happen there. But, I thought maybe Surridge would get a chance, but we went with Shane Long on his own today. 90 minutes, considering he hadn't played a lot of football, surprised me. I thought he worked relatively hard, was unlucky not to get on the end of something. But we're going to see more from Shane Long. So for his first performance, I thought he'd done okay. What did you think?
I thought Shane Long's quite a good addition to the squad, if I'm honest with you. We need people that can turn up and score a goal. You never know, not being horrible, but you never know if you're going to get that from Solanke. So yeah. I think it's a good addition to the squad. When the teams came up and Sam asked me this on the 3-4 a few minutes ago, I felt quite sorry for Sam Surridge, not to be, I've been practicing that he didn't get on today. I thought he was in the contention after the last half an hour, 45 minutes against that he should have started. But Shane Long was phenomenal. I thought he was in the channel round the first few minutes. I thought he had a few nice touches, and then I thought he went a bit quiet. But I thought this guy hasn't played football in so long, I believe. I can't remember the last time I've seen Shane Long play football. So I thought to get 90 minutes out of him, I don't think he was that bad. Again, probably not the best player on the pitch by all means, but he did hit the bar, and I like the fact that I'm seeing a bit of positive out of him in the first 90 minutes of his career at AFC Bournemouth. So for that reason and that reason alone, he's getting a 7 from me today.
Totally agree. Yeah, it was nice to see him, and we're only going to see more from him. And I think in terms of Sam Surridge, he's going to have his opportunity on Tuesday because Dom Solanke's injured, Shane Long's cup-tied. So it's going to be Sam's opportunity. And I think if he goes out there against Burnley and puts in a performance, he's going to be knocking right on the door again. Won't go into all the subs because it was, some of them only come at the end. But we've got to talk about one man. He was the match winner today, Philip Billing. I mean, I wasn't too surprised when Wilshere come off because you think, it's going to be hard for him to get 90 minutes and stuff like that. As soon as he come off and Billing come on, we let in and I thought, oh no. But credit to Billing, he somehow got his foot on the end of a Danjuma free kick and he ended up being the match winner. So I'm buzzing for him, I'm really buzzing for him. And if we can have Billing fighting and he's got to stay here till the end of the season at least. So hopefully he can just fight for it and he could be a good player for us in the squad. I mean, I personally thought he might bring Pearson on over him, but he went with Billing. He got the match winner at the end of the day, mate.
He did, and as you mentioned, he came on 67th minute for Wilshere, and I was thinking, this substitution, what's this about? I was thinking maybe Sam Surridge, because Bournemouth can't seem to defend anything, in terms of defending the lead. So I wanted us to push on and try and get another to make it less entirety at the end. Having said that, you got Philip Billing, and he had the intelligence to know. I don't know if it was, not the best goal we're ever going to see. It doesn't matter if it comes off the ankle, head, or the knee in the end. It went in the back of the net. And I seen it back on the replay, and it needed that touch. And now we sit here and we're all positive because of Philip Billing. And if that goal at the end of the season puts us in the playoff, or even better into the top two, then we're going to thank him. So I thought he was, as a match winner, he only played 25 and a half minutes or whatever, but I reckon as he got the match winner, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10.
Only a 6. He's got the match winner, Morgan. Come on, I'm pushing you up.
I'm going to push it to an 8.
Yeah, do it.
I'm going to push it to an 8. I think, Tom, I think that I was a little bit too maybe giving him a 6. Only because he, only played 20 minutes of a game, and as I said earlier. But as he got the match winner, and I think an 8's fair. But it wasn't me being too negative on him again. I think it was just the fact that he didn't play majority of the game, and I think if you play 90 minutes,
I agree with you. I think for the performance alone, you probably 6 is fair. I think the fact that it's goal, just whether it just hit him, it got in, you just pump it up there, just say thanks to him. But yeah, I agree, mate. In terms of obviously we've got a cup game coming up, as we've alluded to. Before I let you go, what sort of prediction? It's going to be a tough one. Do you think we can maybe nick someone against Burnley? And how strong would you go? Would you rotate some of the key players?
I think I would. Yeah, I really do. I think, as we'd alluded to earlier in the show, I think Jordan Samora's in with a great shout. Of course, Will Dennis straight back in. I think Asmia's fantastic, but I think Asmia does need a rest with games coming thick and fast. I would also like to see Chris Mepham come back into the mix. Although he had a massive error in the last game, I also think that he isn't the worst centre-half anyone's ever going to see in football, so I think he should come back in. Same, I think maybe Junior Stanislas to give him a few minutes. That's debatable. We'll have to wait and see. Sam Surridge, for me, is the first name on that team sheet. But in terms of the statistic, you and Sam have done 3 watch-along. This would be the 3rd watch-along. And we got a 100% winning way at the moment, Tom. So hopefully that in itself will speak wonders for us.
Let's hope so, mate. Yeah, just thinking about it off the top of my head now, and I think like you say, Will Dennis got to be chucked in goal. You can play Stacey because Smithy started today. I think I would play Mepham, and I would probably play Kelly at centre back and say to him, "You're not playing well at left back. Let's see if you can do it at centre back with Meps." And then I'd probably, like you say, get Zamora in there. I'd get Kelme and Jane Anthony in there on the wings.
Pearson,
Pearson in that middle with Billing probably, and then I would get Surridge up top, and you can play, like I say, you can play around with that. You've still got a few options in there. We'll see what Stanislas's fitness is like. But we've got enough options. We've got Kilkenny. We've got a few youngsters in there as well. I think we've got a team that can compete with Burnley and give a good showing, but I certainly wouldn't risk the likes of Jack Wilshere and
wrap him up in cotton wool. We need him. He's going to be key to push on for the rest of the season. And one thing I would like to say before I go, if I may, is also I think it's really good to progress to the FA Cup. Obviously, the league's the priority. I don't want to go out of the FA Cup because, as a Bournemouth fan, I want to stay in every competition we can until we're possibly out of it. But wouldn't it be nice to see a VAR decision go in our favour for a change? And we haven't had VAR. There was an incident, as I alluded to earlier in the show. David Brooks should have probably had a penalty today. Goal for Birmingham. The second goal could have been offside. So VAR could be a factor. So wouldn't it be nice if VAR actually works for Bournemouth in a game for a change? I know,
especially in Burnley.
Well, I can't believe I tried to forget that performance. But hopefully we'll push on, and it's just a pleasure to sit here on a Saturday night with yourself and smile for a change, and might need to lie down in a bit.
Yeah, legend, mate. Cheers for coming on, Morgan. And,
thank you so.
Go on.
Appreciate it.
Thank me. I'll let you thank me. Go on.
Thank you so much. By the way, if anyone's had the phone go off during the show, it's the gaffer Sam Davies interrupting me recording.
It's
So
off.
yeah, he's knocking on the door.
Oh, not good enough.
But as I said, thanks for having me on, Tom. Back to positive ways. I know it's not the best performance, as I alluded to, but there's only one thing to say: up the cherries.
That's it, Morgan. Great to see Morgan back and positive. And we managed to pick a good one to have him back for. So really good to get back to winning ways. And yeah, like I say, we've got a tough one on Tuesday against Burnley. I'd like to see a performance. I'd love us to win the game, but the priority is the league. And as me and Morgan mentioned now, I think the likes of Jack Wilshere, the likes of Steve Cook, they can't play in this game for me, especially at Burnley. But we'll see what happens. And I'm assuming Woodgate's probably going to be in charge. I would be surprised if we get a managerial appointment in by then, but we shall see. But yeah, Woodgate's had some tough debuts in his footballing career, so I'm pleased this one went off to a winning start for him. And missing Jace, and hope he's all right, and big love to him and everything he gave to the football club. But we're moving on now, and we're back to winning ways, and that's all that matters. That's all we want to see is a group of players on the pitch that are fighting with some will and desire and getting the 3 points, and that's what's happened. So happy days, and have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday for the watch along. Up cherries.